Hi, Paul. It's great to have you with us here today at Sea Talk. You've still had no responses from Peter Kyle on the 1,000 letters from retailers you took to London opposing the tobacco ban. Why do you think there's still been no response from him?
Well, Rob, I think a lot of retailers took a lot of time last year to get behind this campaign. We put a lot of time and effort into this campaign because we know it's all important for retailers up and down the country, as well as consumers, because you don't know what's in these fake cigarettes or illicit cigarettes that these pop-up shops are selling up and down the country. It's alarming that the BBC caught on probably a year after we started the campaign. And then Peter Kyle, shambles. You know, we go to his office with near enough 1,500 letters, a sack full of letters. We get questioned by security on one door. We hand it to another door. There's 3 officials there taking the letters off us. We're in January now, and he's still not read one letter. I understand if one letter's got lost in the post, but we hand-delivered a sack full of letters to him. I think it's a complete joke. They stand and represent us in the UK. He's supposed to be the head of business and trade. Keir Starmer, do you check what your team actually do? Because I don't think you do. Because what's going on? Are you listening to what retailers' needs are? I don't think you are. Do you support retailers and businesses in the UK? I don't think you do. Peter Kyle, where do you get by not replying? I think it's downright rude. Actually, Peter Kyle, I'd ask you to resign. Because
Go that far.
I would go that far because I think you're damaging reputable, family-run convenience stores, off licenses, and news agents up and down the country that have put a lot of time and effort into building their family businesses, employed and still employ people from the local communities in their stores. What will happen if suddenly jobs start going in these somewhat 50,000 stores up and down the country? It only needs 2 jobs per store to go. That's 100,000 jobs gone out of our sector. And you'll be responsible for that, Peter Cole. I think you're damn right rude, and you should have responded to at least one of our letters.
So we're in January now, and you're still campaigning for Protect Your Store. So having conversations with various councils, as I know that you've had, what's going on in our hometown of Coventry?
Well, I think Coventry, we've got a real big problem. When I started this campaign, the reason I started this campaign was, look, it affected our businesses here, where we've been in businesses since 1982, and we've never known illicit trade to be like this ever. Now, when these pop-up shops open up, they get closed down, they open back up. There's no penalties for these guys at all. And then when other retailers start contacting me and saying, Paul, how do we, and what do we do? We know this is a big concern. It's not just here in Coventry, Leeds, Nottingham, Birmingham, Scotland, Glasgow, Bournemouth, London, Westminster. They've all got the same problem. But when I then phone my local council, one, I can never get through to our council leader. You know, is it just a Labour thing? I don't know. Secondly, you phone trading standards. Now, I feel sorry for them. There's a couple of them in the team. But the powers to be, the chair of Coventry City Council needs to be held responsible as well. Because when we're sending emails to local councillors, when I sent an email to the chair of Coventry City Council, do you think I got a response?
I don't think you did.
No. One councillor in particular has been supporting me throughout this, and he's gone out of his way to help me. We did our own fraud investigation in Coventry with a fraud team a couple of years ago. 32 fails we found, and we had all the evidence to prove. We sent it to trading standards. I still ain't got a response out of that. So
Nothing.
What have I done? I had a lengthy conversation with trading standards last week. What do you think the response I got told was? We're looking at it, but we've got to look back in the toolbox. Come on, guys.
So
This is simple science. Someone gets caught with some dodgy cigarettes in their store, close it down. Okay? Fine them. Put a £10,000 fine on it. Go after the landlord. Yeah? You telling me some of these landlords don't know what's going on? You know, you can tell from my voice I'm angry about this. Right? It's costing businesses thousands of pounds a year, maybe hundreds of thousands of pounds a year, right? You know, and they just don't get it. I mean, the lady I spoke to was very sympathetic with me on the phone, didn't give me an answer. And she said to me at the end, Paul, look, I haven't really given you an answer, but if the council aren't willing to learn, this problem's going to get bigger. And I was shocked that Coventry City Council have said it's with the legal team. And they're looking at what else they can do. And I think that's just downright rude in my view. You know, and I even said to the dear lady at Trading Standards, how long will it be before legitimate businesses think, sod it, I'll start doing it as well? And she says, fair point. But then at the same time, we've got to put a stop to this, because yes, there's a bit where retailers are losing a lot of revenue. Our costs are going up. There's no support from the council on business rates. There's a new thing with business rates again this year. You know, so where is that support coming from there? Within the business rates, there's also a thing from police response. Okay, where does that come into play? Now, should I be paying business rates? For them bits, I pay the Coventry Council for business rates. I shouldn't have to pay my business rates so I'm not getting their support. And do you know what? Many other retailers up and down the country, you shouldn't be paying it because you're not getting the support from the council. Now, I just don't get where these councils are going. Coventry's got a major problem. I also found a Labour councillor on the other side of Coventry, and the area is Fosel. And I said, look, you've had a massive raid in your area. This is what I'm doing. Please look at my campaign. And he goes, no, we are going for generation ban. I said, you haven't even listened to me, what I'm telling you.
Which is frustrating, isn't it?
Which is frustrating. So, you know, it's almost like they don't care. It's the Labour Council in Coventry which needs to be supporting Trading Standards to give them the tools to do the work, right?
Yeah.
It almost looks like they're the blocker.
When we all know that we need Peter Kyle to answer for this.
But look, Peter Kyle, if you see this video, just one note to you: take action before it's too late. Because I truly believe retailers will come together, and you know there'll be a protest outside Parliament. Do you really want that? This is our livelihoods that you are playing around with, and you are not listening to our concerns. You know, take away the generation ban just for a minute, because if you think I'm just doing this video just about the generation ban, and for whatever reason you want to push that through, okay, listen to my concerns about the illicit trade. It's costing us money. It's costing the UK taxpayers a lot of money. And where the government makes loads of money out of this, you're losing money, right? You need to put a stop to this, and you need to put a stop to it now. HMRC, the police, local councils need more support from you guys. So, Peter Kyle and Keir Starmer, act and protect local businesses, or hang your coats up and give the job to someone else.
Paul, thank you for your time today.